Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Fiona and I'm a visual artist. I specialize in bright, bold, colorful abstracts, whether that's through painting, ceramics, or public art. And I share all of those projects here on my channel. We also go out to see art exhibits. I share my art supplies with you. So basically any art related content. If that sounds like something you're into, please like and subscribe. It's one free click for you, makes a big difference for my channel. Okay friends, we have a studio makeover vlog happening. Just to give a bit of background, I'm currently at my mother's space and she's given me the guest room to use as a studio. I moved in here last September and it was meant to be temporary. I was only meant to be here for the month, but unfortunately my marriage came to an end. So if you go back into my videos, you'll see a studio renovation vlog. And that was basically my dream studio. But life happens and I'm in sort of this in-between phase. I really thought this would be temporary, so I didn't really set myself up here for success. I want to, you know, spruce it up and make it work for me. I think I've done pretty well working in this space. It is a beautiful space and I'm extremely beyond grateful that my mother has let me use it to continue to create my art. And I've asked her if I can make this into a bit more of a permanent solution and she is totally on board. I also just want to say that on YouTube, you tend to see studio makeovers and it's people who are upgrading, which is great and that's awesome to see. But I don't know, maybe some of you are going through something similar to me where you're downscaling or life circumstances have happened and you've had to move back home or I don't know what. But just saying, life happens, we try to make the best of it, and that's definitely what I'm doing in this situation. So with that said, let me show you the state of the current studio space and a little bit about what my ideas are for what I want to do with the space. So when you come in, there's this gorgeous window. Most of the sunlight is in the morning, which is great because I do like to work in the mornings. I have Zelda's bed here, who's my studio dog. There she is. Right here, there's a generous closet where I've been stacking like existing work. So there's work in these boxes. I also have a canvas and a frame that I need to paint. But then there's also like assorted family things in here, but I think this could be spruced up and made more organizational. Moving on from the closet, this is the rest of the space. I wish I had a wide angle lens on this. You know what? Let me switch to my iPhone so we get a bit of a wider angle. Here we go. We got a wider angle now so you can see a bit better. So the door that you come in, this is the closet, and then this is the space. So I have a 6-foot table and an 8-foot table. There's this little table, which was like from the guest room and the lamp. And you can see I've just kind of like stuck extra paints in here. And then I did bring this from my studio in Bloomfield and it's a mess. I've just thrown things on here willy-nilly. And I also have these 2 carts that I had gotten from IKEA. I think every artist has these. I've also just hung up some random artwork. There was like an existing nail in the wall and that went up. I love all this work, by the way. I will take all of that down. I probably want to do a fresh coat of paint. I'm not sure if I want to do white and then maybe an accent wall could be fun. In regards to the floor, my mom had me put down like brown paper so that I wouldn't get paint on the floor. But it was just so noisy just walking on it all the time that I went up to Bloomfield and I grabbed my rug from my existing studio, which has paint on it and stuff, and I don't mind that. But you can see it's just kind of a mess. Things are just kind of strewn about. Nothing's particularly organized. The one thing that I'm not sure about is this corner. So it seems to be sort of dead space because it's like you can't really work in that corner very well. So I don't know if like I should put maybe like shelving there and things that I can stack supplies on. So I also have a bookshelf in Bloomfield, and I might measure this wall and see, because if it could fit there, it's good to stack things on top of, like as a nice flat surface. But anyway, I think we can start by getting this carpet rolled out and taking a trip to Lowe's or Home Depot to get some paint samples for the wall. Okay, I put up samples next to it so you can see it's even a little different. And then when I switch on the light, that changes everything again. This goes kind of purpley, almost mauve. By the way, I'm thinking of this for the accent, not for the full wall. I'm kind of liking this one so far. There's something nice about this one. So I'm gonna take a look in the morning as well.
Really nice.
Yeah. We'll see. Good morning. It is a new day. I am here to look at paint colors. Why are you so cute? Why are you so cute? So yeah, rolled out of bed and first thing, looking at these paint colors. I see a theme. Zelda. This is the morning for me. It's been an eventful morning. Mom and I went ahead and cleared out this closet for me. Zelda's here, making herself known. For now, I put everything in the second bedroom because, you know, we're gonna have to clear everything out to paint anyway. Speaking of which, I think we've decided on a paint color. So I quite like this millennial pink, as I'm calling it. It's Pink Elephant from Bear. And then this Noble Blush as a accent. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And the accent wall I thought I would put here where my shelves are, so I did another paint swatch right there. So yeah, all this stuff is gonna have to come off the walls. The other thing I'm thinking about is, should I paint the closet? Which I think if I have leftover paint, I might as well. I'll give that a think as well. Hi friends, welcome back for another day here in the studio. If it looks like I've been crying, that's because I have. Today is 1 year to the date since my life blew up and my marriage ended very abruptly. So it's quite an emotional day. With that said, I was meant to go over, a friend had invited me over to his place to hang out and like watch some TV and just chill. But then I messaged him and I said, you know, it would feel really good to paint the studio today. And he said, then painting it is. So he's on his way over. We're gonna get painting. We have to go pick up the paints and the supplies and everything. Yeah, it will feel good to just do something for me today, and I'm really thankful for, you know, my friend coming to help, and my mom, she said she's gonna barbecue for us, so that'll be nice. So yeah, just gonna make a day out of it and get to painting. Let's do it. This is Jeremy. You guys might remember him from when he pulled a tree off my mural. He brought me a matcha. Anyway, we're painting this room pink today. So that's what we're gonna do. Thing is getting moved into here, Corgi included. Okay, first coat is down, it's drying. We might only need the one coat, but gonna let it dry and then take a look later. It's time for some barbecue. It looks good. Hi, here I am in my pink studio in a much better mood today than I started out yesterday. Here you go. Sometimes you just need a little pop of color to brighten you up. But what I do need to do is get a white gloss to paint these doors and all the trim, because it's that thing of when you put fresh paint on the wall, then the parts that aren't painted, like, you really notice. So I'm gonna get a white gloss and do the trim today. But I'm happy with how this dried in. I think it looks super cute. Oh, I'm so happy. Shout out to Jeremy for helping me out yesterday. It was like, you know, not the plan for the day at all. It really means a lot when you have friends. Like, that's how you know that it's a good friendship. When you have friends that you're like, hey, I know we had these plans, but like, emotionally I'm not there. This is like what I'm feeling I need to do today. And he was like, done, I'm coming over. And just painted an entire room with me. I'm sore, so I can't imagine he must be sore as well, because he was doing all the high up stuff since he's tall. That's the other thing. Get yourself a tall friend if you need help painting. But wow, look at it, guys. It makes me so happy. I mean, you can see I'm just smiling. So, yay! So I'm back in the studio. I did try arranging the table so that a table was here and then it was like the middle was open, but the problem is then I would be lacking completely natural light while working. So I put it back in the L shape the way it was. I tried the longer table here, but then the closet wouldn't open. So the arrangement how it was is how it is for now. This, which is normally here, I thought maybe I'll put it here with the supplies here, and then I'm gonna get better lighting and put that in the top. Anyway, I have a lot to organize, so that's kind of what's happening here. I'm bringing things back in. I have to organize this. And I guess the main thing in terms of organization that I need to think about is how do I keep finished work stored versus things that I can use, because I feel like I kind of always have the things I've finished like laying on top of it, and then I like completely forget about canvases. So let me show you. See these like wood panels and the smaller canvases? Since they're not really visible to me, I would either have them in there and there'd be other stuff on top of it. I don't keep it out, and for me, I'm somebody that visually I need to see, oh, like what do I have available to work on? I'm thinking maybe having it here. This one maybe can come out since it's sticking out a bit, but just that idea of the possibilities. Here I am working, and maybe I'll be like, you know what, I feel like working on something smaller, and it's available there. So that's an idea. I kind of like the idea of keeping sort of available things in the studio and then finished work outside the studio. So obviously I use the hallway, and then I've been using my brother's room is like, you know, sort of storage space, but maybe there's somewhere else in the house that I can store these things. So it ends out, it's a mishmash of finished things and things to be worked on. I tried to put the finished stuff behind it and the other stuff in front, because when I talked to my mom about storing in the basement or something, she was afraid of it getting moldy and sometimes it can be wet down there. So we're gonna leave it in here for now. And then sort of my toolbox and tools are here. So, I mean, I've already gone in there like 3 times, so at least I know that works. Some packaging materials and things. But I think this is sort of one of those things that'll become clearer as I start working in here. Like, oh, organizationally, I want that in this place and that in that place. So, anywho, as you can see, the second bedroom is officially cleaned out, except for I have the art pieces that were on the wall, but those will come in when ready. But I'm tired. I've already been working on this today. I'm ignoring texts. Downsizing is not easy at all. I'm doing my best, you know, but it's not easy, guys. But we'll get there. We will make this space work. I'll see you back here another time, probably sometime next week. Good afternoon, friends. It's a new day here. Zelda also says hello.
Oh, you're in your bed? She's in her bed.
She very much likes it down here. That seems to be the spot. Even when I had her bed off to the side, she would come and lay there. So now that her bed is there, she stays there. Anyway, good afternoon, friends. New day here in the studio. You can see it's a bit messy still. I've got back from Toronto earlier this week, so I haven't really done anything in the space. But what I did do is there were some Prime Day deals for lighting. Now, one of you guys recommended a particular light to me. It can change temperatures and it kind of, you can aim it, but you can aim it up specifically and it kind of would cast a wide light. So I like that. It's a floor lamp. So I'm thinking I'll probably put it over here in this corner to replace this one sitting on the floor. Oh my God. Anywho, it arrived today. I have another one arriving tomorrow, but let's go downstairs and bring it up and see what it looks like in the space. Okay, so this is the brand. This is kind of what it's gonna look like. Yeah, one of y'all had it in your studio, so figure if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Of course, user manual, which am I actually gonna read it? I probably should. Nothing. Yay! What do you think, Zelda? So you can kind of, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it, the light. So here's the remote. So I don't know if I can make it even brighter. Oh yeah, see? And then if I want to dim it, there you go. That's it at its dimmest. So there's the coolest, warmest, medium. Anywho, I'll see you guys tonight and we'll see what this looks like. All right, it is dark out, but we have light in here. So this is significantly better than what I was dealing with before. So this is the sort of light I can definitely work in. And then I think once I have the clip lamp, I can direct it to this table. But even so, it's quite good. Anyway, I will see you when that clip lamp comes in and we'll take a look at that. See you then. Hi friends, I am back and my other light has arrived. The box is really light. Not as in light as in it is a light, light as in it doesn't weigh very much. And it kind of concerns me because I'm like, did I just buy the tiniest clip lamp off of Amazon? Because it's like, you know, it looks large on Amazon, but then this box is not that large and very lightweight. So let's hope that for some assembly or something, let's open it and take a look. Oh my God, this is gonna be the tiniest clip lamp ever, isn't it? It's so tiny. Oh, the internet got me again, y'all. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. Look how tiny it is. I mean, I guess that makes sense if it's a clip lamp for it to be. I think I thought it would be more, I don't know. I don't know what I thought. And I mean, I can't say anything because this is exactly why when I'm selling art online, it's like I try to put in at least some sort of photo for scale because so many times people are like, especially with the ceramics, people are like, oh, I thought it would be larger, or oh, I thought it would be smaller. But anyway, I mean, hey, it's pretty flexible. Let's clip it on and see what it looks like. So this is where I thought it would go, but she does need to be plugged in, which unfortunately the outlet underneath the window doesn't really work. So I might need an extension cord. But yeah, my mom walked in and was like, it's a baby lamp. She's telling me I could take it back to Amazon, but we're gonna try it first. We're gonna see what it looks like. No, it's not working. Press it lightly and quickly. I got it to work. I was pushing it too aggressively. And then change the color light by pressing the color change button. Okay. Ooh, cooler, warmer. Ooh, that one's bright. So this has natural white, cool white. Nope. Now I don't know which is which. Okay, well we know that this is warm white, natural white. No, it's 3 settings, like the other one.
How did you get it to work?
I read the instructions. Very good. And oops, what did I do?
Well, that's lighting up.
Okay. So the button's a little finicky. All right. Well, I'll be back this evening once again to test it out. See you then. All right, once again, it's evening. There we go. It actually does a nice job lighting that up between that and the other light. So I would say between these two lights that the room is pretty well lit now comparative to before. So lighting is another thing done. Next, we'll be getting the furniture in and getting some organizational stuff done. So I'll check back in with you guys when that happens. Hello friends, it is a new day here in the studio. As you can see, some furniture is here. So I brought this and I have shelves to go up and my books to go in the book shelf, and lots and lots and lots of supplies to organize, bags of it down here. So I know this is gonna take me a few days, so I might just start with my bookshelf. Let's do it. Okay, friends, it's 4 in the afternoon. I've spent all day, but the floors are clean, the tables are clean. Obviously, as I work in the space, I'll probably reorganize some things, but I did try to be aware of putting things where I think I'm gonna use them the most. Like, for instance, the Poscas. I always have those out, obviously. If you've been around, you know, Posca head, bit obsessed. And then I put out like more pens here. Like, I had brushes that I wasn't using out last time. I also didn't utilize my pegboard as well in the last studio, so I've kind of filled that up with things that I know that I use, like packaging tape and like painter's tape and my colored pencils and like erasers and things that I find that I use, so that's good. But the main thing is I cleared off the tables for now, because I'm actually gonna have to fold them up and move them for an event, a market event in like 3 days. So that was the main thing, to get that cleared, and that's done. But I'm not done with the studio makeover quite yet, because the next step is going to be hanging up artwork. So I will see you for that in the next clip. Good morning, friends. It's a new day here, and it's gonna be a fun one because today is decorating. I personally like to have other artists' artwork around me. It inspires me. It's usually my friend's work. There's a story behind it. Maybe we did an art trade. But either way, there's usually some sort of like fun element to it that brings me joy, and I like to have that in my studio. I know that when I was speaking to my mom, for instance, she's like, well, it's going to be in the back of your videos. Shouldn't it be your own artwork? And I see her point. But with that said, I know if I surrounded myself with my own artwork in my workspace, I think I would be like looking at it and criticizing it, and it might be harder to make new work because I'm going to be critical of the work I'm seeing. So I don't know. That's my personal thought. In my Bloomfield studio, a lot of the walls were at an angle since it was an attic space, so there wasn't very much room to hang work. I had like a wall I kept blank, but that was to put up my own work, to look at it and stand back and critique it. And in this space, I do that in the hallway. There's like a great wall right out there. And that's where I do that. And it's a white wall as well. So it's like I'm able to kind of get a neutral view of it. I had considered this wall here, leaving it blank in case, I want to prop something up, step back, look at it. So maybe what I'll do is put like one large piece there. And if I find that I'm doing that a lot in this space, then I'll just take it down and leave it empty. Also in my previous studio, I had sort of like a mood board, but in every space I've lived in, more or less, that has been like near my computer. So I think I'm going to stick to that and put that in the bedroom where my computer desk is now. But once again, if I'm in here and I'm like, you know what, I really want like the mood board, then I'll probably put it there. So this space right here, this wall, it's the open to change basically. But for the rest of it, like this, might be nice to do several work sort of salon style. There's room behind the door for some work, because I do keep the door closed when I'm in here a lot of the time. And then some smaller works here, some work in this corner. So, are you dizzy yet? Sorry. Anyway, we're going to start looking at stuff, and I have everything laid out in the guest bedroom next door, so let's take a look at what I have. Okie dokie. So here's a lot of stuff from the Bloomfield house. Kind of over here is a lot of the newer work, well, except for these two portraits of me. But yeah, a lot of this is newer stuff and a good combination of things. I want to see if I can get this framed because there's a spot in the studio, two spots actually, where I think it could be perfect. A lot of these already have hanging systems. There's kind of a color story happening with like the greens, the pinks and stuff, which I like. A lot of them have that in them. So, once again, sort of greens, reds, pinks. So there's a story, a color story happening here, which would be a good way for me to whittle things down. And then, yeah, a lot of other stuff by just amazing artists that I've collected over the years. You'll see a lot of Maria's work, as I am an avid collector of hers. There's also this silly Don't Drink and Draw poster, which my mom and dad gifted to me on the day I graduated from art school. So every studio has had that. So I'm sure that will work its way in, and it fits the pink theme. So, I'm gonna just start bringing things in and seeing where I can put it. So I think that's not bad. Of course, things can change over time, and they likely will. I might add to it. The other thing is my mom's like, you're gonna go nuts having to adjust those. And I know, but it's better than having a blank wall. I did put this piece of mine here. It's easy to move in and out, I feel like. And, you know, the color scheme of like, you know, the pops of green and pink kind of match with what else is happening. So that story is staying true. On this side, I have 3 of Maria's works. I specifically picked the embroidered pieces, actually. That's what I decided to go with this time. Some of the other prints were in my other studio, but I never got a chance to put those up. So it's like a nice fresh start for the Maria wall. I have this print of a fox, because foxes remind me of my father. And here I have a print of a Daruma. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys it closer in detail when I go around and do sort of the final tour. But for now, I'm going to find a frame for the piece for here. And yeah, in the next clip, I will give you guys the final tour of the space. All right, we are here for the final reveal. So let's jump right in. All right, let's do a little mini tour of the space so you can see all the details. All right, so as you come in here, the first thing you see is this big, beautiful window with natural light. This is where I do a lot of my work, so I'm happy to have it cleared. I have my paint supplies next to it. So I've reorganized it with sort of these smaller paint tubes versus the larger ones. I might end out swapping these two since I tend to reach for those more. But if you have any ideas on better ways to organize paint, I would love to hear it. I have some Posca markers here and then sort of additional paint related things. So some gel mediums, paint pouches, and some more Posca markers. So these can move around, makes things easy for the space to be able to work here. So we have a cute little art moment happening in this corner. This is Maria's work here. This is a fabric that's printed and then embroidered, and these are paintings with ink, I believe, and then embroidered on top of that. And then this is a card or postcard that I got framed with a fox from Lee Ellickson, I believe. So I will leave both their handles here so you can see who they are. And then moving on from this workspace, I have my other longer table here on this side. I still have this large chair that I found on the street. A neighbor was tossing it out that I cleaned up. So this is staying for now. I know it's a little bit of an eyesore, but hey, it does the job. This is my artwork that is above here. Well, my art collection, not my artwork. This is by several different artists. So I will leave their names so you can see who they are. Check them out. So for this corner here, I have put the shelves that were originally in this corner over here. And I have a lot of my painting supplies. So I have my watercolors, some cheaper paints, as well as some metallics. I have my palette down here. I have oil sticks, some acrylic gouache. I have this, which I found, which I love, but all I have in here right now are some business cards, pretty much. Business cards, and then I have some postcards, but I don't know. I know myself, I will fill it with things soon enough. I also got this organizer, which I'll probably fill with some doodads over time. I just love the teal color. It stood out to me. I got that at a pay what you can art supply event at West Windsor Arts with Propagate Studios. So more about them in another video, but pick that up. I have canvases that are blank that can be worked on, and then a few that I've already started that I want to continue with. And then I have a bunch of paintbrushes up here. So this ceramic I picked up at the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair. I will link that ceramicist here. This I found on the street and I thought it matched that well color-wise, so I just picked it up. I have a large container for my brushes. This was a glass vase. And then same with this one back here. I usually fill that one with water, but it's empty at the moment. More containers for brushes that have just been around. Jars, Tupperware that I have. Some roses from Dan. And my light, my little light. I'll turn this on. So it's cute. It gives good coverage to the area. You're not going to see it at the moment because it's light out, but I like it very, very much. And you can change the temperature and the brightness from that little control. I will probably end up putting some artwork up here, but for now I'm putting a monthly overview. So this is something I've actually owned for I think over a year and never used. So when I found it, I thought this is a good place to put it. I usually keep everything digitally in my phone, but for some reason, it gets hard to sort of track it on like a monthly scale, see everything at a wide view. So I think I might start using this for some of my like art events and social media planning. And then this table here, I've been using to put my laptop on. This is my laptop down here. If I'm working in this space, that way I'm not as hunched over. I have my sketchbook here. This is actually an empty container, so I don't know, I might move that. Some hand sanitizer, my iPad and a holder for that, some more cables, hard drive. I have a boombox here, just more tech, my eyeglass case, my tripod. And then this is what my desktop used to be sitting on. It is full of junk, so I'm not gonna open it, but I need to clear that out. But where my desk currently is, I don't need it anymore. So I'm just keeping it here for now. It might get relocated, but I feel like it matches the vibe. So I'm sure I'll find a way to use it. All right, moving over to this side of the room, I'm gonna turn my light on. Hey, so I have my bookshelf here and I like it very much. I managed to keep it on its side so I can use this to put things on as I'm working, move it off my table. And I did try to organize the books in a way that made sense. Like I have sort of like art business, biographies about artists or a specific show, more biographies about artists. This is like an illustration section. This is a street art section. This is sort of fiction and nonfiction. This is photography. And then this ended up being a mishmash. But anyway, I plan to do a book collection video later, and I'll take you through some of my favorites from here. And now what might be my favorite part of the studio, my supply corner. Let's start here. So I organized my Posca markers by color here. I have them all in recycled coffee cans. Let me know if you guys think that I should paint the cans a different color or white or pink. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. For now, I'm keeping it just my decaf coffee cans. Believe it or not, I used to be like only decaf for years. So that's where that comes from. Here's portraits of my babies, Zelda and Jamie, that Maria did. Here's a bunch of supplies. So I have tape here as well as measuring tape. Here I have like erasers. This is actually from my first corporate job when I was working at Coach and it had my name at my desk. So I worked there for 5 years and I was like, I'm taking this with me. So it's a good reminder of how far I've come and just being an artist, official sketchbook artist, Fiona Clark artist, all reminders when I come in that I'm like, yes, I'm an artist. I am doing this thing. I have my level here, which sticks to that. It's magnetic. And then I have a few little inspiration things here. This was actually a drawing that was underway, so I might continue on that. This is a photo from when I worked on one of my first volunteer murals. Here we get into packaging tape, painter's tape, clips, scissors, more tape. I use so much packaging tape. Here are my pencils and my colored pencils and my charcoal, and a sticker here from the Brooklyn Art Library that's rather relevant. But it's sort of a combination of high and low. Like I have Artist Loft, which are a little bit harder, maybe a bit cheaper. And then I have sort of my higher end Prismacolors, which are really creamy to work with. Charcoal here, pencil and graphite here. So really trying to utilize this space better. Last time in my old studio, I found a lot of what I put in here wasn't stuff that I would use very often. So trying to put things more at reach that I'll use. At the top, more containers with clips and things. I used to have a ton of push pins, and this is like empty now, so they're who knows where. Full clips. And this is easy because you just take it off here and then you just slide it back in. So you're not taking everything down every time. And then on this side, I have that wonderful print by Maria. I found a frame at Michael's, which we'll have to do for now. So over here, I have some more supplies. I have some soft pastels, some oil pastels, and more colored pencils. All my pencil sharpeners are here. Here I have some smaller palettes, so I can do ink and paint in that. Some more acrylic here and some Sumi ink. I have my X-Acto blades here, but and my X-Acto knife because I do use it quite often, but I might put that near my toolbox, we'll see. And then here is an assortment of pens. So this is sort of Sharpies and Papermate. These are brush pens. And then here's just a combination of Stabilo and Micron and Micro Pen. And then I have my watercolor brushes as well. So these are all things I use often that I wanted easy access to. Below we have my cutting mat here, as well as I have some Arches paper that I could not fit in the drawer, so that's sitting underneath. I have two drawings that I'm considering doing a run of totes or prints of, so that's hanging out. In the Alex drawers, we have lots and lots of watercolor pads and paper here. More paper here. I think we get a break here. Nope. Sketchbooks here. Here's the break. Inks. So these are my P.H. Martins, as well as this is the Winsor Newton inks. So this was in a different spot in my previous studio, but it fits well here. These are actually some finished sketchbooks and finished work. And then this is sort of just a mishmash of random papers that I maybe wouldn't use as much. Like I have some tracing paper. This is a sketch pad from when I was like in high school that still has paper. I have some leftover color aid, some craft paper, so lots of different kinds of paper. And then underneath, I'm keeping some of my portfolios, but the main reason is so that Zelda doesn't get her ball underneath there. Speaking of, in this corner, I put my paints. My jelly paints are in this corner to keep Zelda from getting her ball back there. And now we're going into the closet. So the closet will probably be another work in progress. I've seen something on Amazon for organizing this. I'll put it on the screen here. A friend sent it to me. So something like this is something I'm considering getting for organizing my paintings. Up top, we have a few finished works, some canvases to be worked on, some wood blocks to be worked on, and some additional paper. And then I managed to get this shelf in, which is kind of a miracle. It fits exactly perfect. And I have on top here glues and adhesives, more packaging tape, fixatives. These are cases I have. So this is my usual travel case. This is my smaller one, an even smaller one. Other ones, I don't even know. Half of these things got gifted to me. So I have so many travel cases now. The next level down, this side is all things for framing and hanging work. I have some extra mats back there. These are just leftover tins that I had from the pegboard, so those might go up eventually. And these are sort of just other random tools and items that I have that I probably won't use as often, but are accessible. The next shelf are my tools. So I have my toolbox, my drill, which I use all the time. So this last shelf is lesser used things. So I have paper towels, some extra containers. This is a bin that I use for art fairs, an extra frame I had laying around. And finally, my projector is down there. So yeah, this is what the closet is currently looking like. So I'm really, really happy with how this studio came out, and I'm just thrilled that I was able to repurpose everything from my previous studio, and arguably I'm utilizing it even better here. So I'm really happy and just excited to jump into some new work. If you have any ideas for the studio, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the space, some things that you think work well, maybe some things you would change if you have ideas, anything that would spark thoughts for me or somebody else. Studios are always a work in progress. Anytime there's a makeover, there's going to be time to settle into it and things will adjust. With that said, I hope to film another studio tour maybe in 6 months, showing you how I've settled in and how I'm utilizing things. So I'm really open to any thoughts and ideas that you may have. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some inspiration. Hope it gave you a boost if you're also downsizing, and just knowing that you can always make the space work for you and do what you need to do to make art. So for now, I will jump into some work here and see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay well and stay inspired, my friends. Bye.